everyone, this is Ofer Langer from the Positive Thinking Center, and today we're going to talk about how to rewire your brain and how not to be afraid of unknown experiences. Once in a while, life brings us to a new experience that we have no clue how to feel about. Suddenly, we are attacked by fear of the unknown. For example, before my trip to the United States, I knew I was going to do skydiving, but I didn't know exactly how to feel in skydiving. I just knew I had a crazy fear of losing control. When we were young, we haven't had all of these experiences, we haven't had all of these fears because our mind has not yet formed an opinion about certain situations. This is why kids have no fear of enclosed spaces, they have no fear of heights, and they have no fear of standing in front of a lot of people and just talking. Over the years, we get burned, we get slapped, we learn that we are supposed to be afraid of some things and what to watch out for. But is it possible to reprogram the brain to learn differently? Is it possible to rewire a conscious way of thinking that has taken shape over the years? Can you reteach yourself to reverse engineer the human behavior? In an article I published called "How Did I Get Rid of My Claustrophobia?", I specifically elaborated on how I rewired my mind to completely eliminate my fear of enclosed spaces and loss of control. I have shared the link below so you can read it and delve into my method and my personal experience in more details. In this video, I'm going to teach you 3 steps on how you can rewire learned behaviors that you have developed throughout your entire life. 3 simple steps of how to rewire your brain to get to the desired goal you wish for. The problem is basically that from time to time life puts us in situations or events that we have no way of knowing how we would feel about because they are new. But don't you really have any way of predicting how you would feel about new events? Don't you really have a way to know how to prepare for feelings you will experience? Or maybe you do. Your brain is much more sophisticated and complicated than you think. Before every new event, your brain, like a smart search engine, goes through all your past experiences. It's looking for similar events and feelings you have felt at similar situations in the past. At the same time, it looks for feelings of memories you have from people who may be at that event. It looks for emotions you woke up with this morning. It tries to find hidden traumas or hidden clues, go through every piece of information that might help to form feelings and emotions you should experience at the new and upcoming event. That is, you are going to feel in a new event everything you have already felt in the past. Or as Dr. Joseph Dispenza puts it, your brain is a record of your past. Your brain is a record of all the things you've learned and experienced to date. It's an artifact. Thus, we're not hardwired to be a certain way for the rest of our lives, and we're not doomed by our genes. So, how exactly can you rewire your brain? The first step begins by asking the questions: what exactly do we want to change in our feelings? What do we want to change in the way we perceive reality? What fears do we want to overcome? The first step will help us refine for ourselves how we want to feel about a new event that we're about to experience. And the first step will help us refine what goal we want to achieve. For 35 years, I've been afraid of enclosed spaces and the loss of control in my life. In the first step, I had to define what goal I want to achieve. Back then, I didn't know what was it like to jump from an airplane 14,000 feet above the ground. But the goal was not just to jump off of a plane. The goal was to get rid of the fear of losing control in every aspect of my life. The second step continues by defining the mental image that you would practice until you get to the experience. What is the mental image that will make you feel right in order to overcome the frightening experience? Going back to the example of the new event that you have never experienced, then you must imagine the feeling you will have when you're at that event. In my case, I never jumped from a plane. I've never skydived before, but I knew what skydiving looked like based on a lot of movies that I had watched before. Then I just imagined myself sitting on the doorstep of the plane, imagining that moment the door opens and the second I dive into the open sky. In my imagination, I likened the fear to a USB plug which is connected to my body. That plug was something downright unreal, but it helped me turn fear into something tangible. Something that can be disconnected when you want to stop being afraid. And so I did. All those 4 months that preceded my skydiving, I practiced this imagination over and over and over again. I imagined I was disconnecting the fear just as much as USB plug can be detached. The third and final step is the application step. Once I got to the same experience I had been imagining for 4 months, I was up and above the clouds. Nothing in the real experience was anything like what I imagined. Everything was much scarier, much more tangible, much more powerful. But once I was on the doorstep of the plane, my body was already after that stage of rewiring. I was sitting on the doorstep of the plane 14,000 feet above the ground. At this height, you don't see people, you don't see cars, only colors spread out like an endless and breathtaking rug. I sat on the edge of the plane just before jumping, immersed in the same mental image, but this time it was real. I felt the fear seem to detach from my body completely, and I jumped with great pleasure, excitement, and insane adrenaline. These were the 3 steps that helped me rewire my mind and at the same time seize an old fear that was hidden within me, and also reprogram myself to experience a desired emotion in a new and unfamiliar situation. So thank you very much for joining me again. I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments below and on my site. If you have any ideas for topics that you would like me to cover in the following chapters and videos, feel free to email me and contact me. Thank you so much for being with me in another episode that deals with tips for positive thinking. Thank you very much and have a positive day.